There. I'm going to start putting some of these on YouTube for educational purposes. All right. Depression. Okay, let's start off with big mood swings, get mad easy, don't feel like going anywhere, doing anything, decreased concentration, forgetful, loud noises bother you, feel like you can run out of your body, jump out of your clothes, overwhelmed, correct the vision, correct the camera's angle. There we go. Overwhelmed, despondent. I wish I was somebody else. I wish I was doing something different.
No energy.
Huh?
No energy.
Oh yeah, that's another one too. Hold on. And sleep disturbances, not sleeping or sleeping all the time.
Sleeping like 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah, that's pretty common. So, and there's other kinds of weird things that happen too. Women come in and they'll go, I just noticed my right breast is bigger than my left one. And we don't have to do an exam because I give them the list and they go, who called? You know, men come in, their testicles are shrinking, or some other bizarre thing. And, you know, when mine was really bad about 25 years ago, one of the things that my clothes wouldn't fit. I go to put a shirt on in the morning, and I go, and I'd button it up, and I would turn the buttons off and throw the shirt down and get another shirt, and, you know, things like that. So, God, on weekends I was wearing bib overalls. You know,
I don't even wear my clothes.
Big baggy ones, you know, because I was comfortable in them. It was just, I got to the point my anxiety was so bad that I couldn't watch television. I was watching an old Star Trek, and suddenly I went, what if you got lost in space and couldn't find your way back? And I'm going, whoa, whoa. I can't think about the fact that you got a computer, you could look out the windows and navigate.
I have all my windows, my curtains closed all the time.
Oh, we're getting there. We'll get there. We'll into that one. And all that. So I changed the channel with an aircraft carrier. What if you're coming back at night and you can't find the aircraft carrier? And I'm going, whoa, whoa. And I'm not even thinking about, you got radar, you could turn the radio on. If everything else fails, you could turn the damn lights on the plane and the carrier could look around and see if they could see you at least, you know. And so I got to the point where I couldn't watch television. And the thing of it is that the big question is that when you're in a stress situation, why would your brain take a crap on you? Okay? That doesn't make any sense. So, let's go back 35,000 years ago. Okay? You're a cave woman. You're outside and everybody's out and they're doing their stuff, you know, in the morning and doing various things, preparing food, making clothing and everything. And saber-tooth tiger moves into the neighborhood. He's about 4.5 foot at the shoulder and weighs about 700 pounds. And he comes through the camp on a dead run and just scoops up one of your little kids and is gone. Doesn't even break stride. And he's gone. A couple of days later, you hear one of your friends out in the desert, out in the woods, and she's screaming and hollering, and you know what's going on, and there's nothing you can do. Nobody can do anything. And this keeps up. After a while, it's starting to get hard to go out and get food and water because you don't know where that saber-tooth tiger's at. People start having sleep disturbances. They go back into the cave, there's no fire. One group of the draggers, they sleep 18 hours a day. They just can't stay awake. But when they're awake, anxiety, anger, just horribly dysfunctional. Some of them are sitting in the corner just screaming and crying, and others are going, what's wrong? And they go, I don't know, I think my soul is trying to leave my body. Then comes the other group, which are the tweakers, and they're worse because they've been up all night without sleep. And they're really angry and stuff, and they start fighting with themselves and the other people, and there's no fire, there's no food being made. It's just a total dysfunctional group. And the medicine man or the shaman comes out and goes, bad spirits have gotten into this cave and have gotten into our souls and have made us ill. Look, we're not the tribe anymore that we were. You know, look at us. Furthermore, we have made the great bear god angry, and he has sent that big-toothed animal out here to hurt us. Back then, the bear god was one of their gods because the short-nosed bear at that time was 7 foot at the shoulder
Wow.
and could outrun a horse.
Wow.
Bad news. So he was a god. So they go, so the god, we're being punished by the god because that animal's out here punishing us. So let's get out of here. Everybody goes, yep. Pack their crap. They run away. They get better. Okay. Now you mentioned about closing the windows up and making it dark in your house and everything. You're going back to the cave.
Yes. I feel it. And I cry all the time.
Oh yeah. You cry watching cat food commercials. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
just all the time.
if you watch TV, you cry watching cat food commercials and stuff, and you just go like,
Yeah, and I'm not that
you
sentimental.
know, and what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then the anxiety kicks in too. The nervousness goes along with it.
I have a 9-year-old, and I'll snap at her for nothing.
Well, you know, when I first started my antidepressant medication, 25 years ago, I went and saw a psychiatrist. There was no help. So I started my own medication. I started learning about depression, and then I developed a model of why we get depressed that made sense. And actually, we have a gene on one of our chromosomes that a gene is something that can send a chemical order out inside the brain cell and tell it to do something. Well, it just sits there until adrenaline goes up in your bloodstream and cortisol, these two drugs with stress. When they get to the right level, that little gene in our thinking brain cells, each one of them, it clicks on. And it tells it not all the brain cells talk to each other by releasing chemicals through the wall. Okay, so they operate like one giant cell. But when the chemicals go down, all this dysfunctional crap hits. Okay, so I was telling people about this gene, and that maybe 10 million years ago we developed this gene to become depressed. And it works in other animals too. If you're a deer up in the mountains and the water goes away, pretty soon the deer can't sleep. His form of depression kicks in, and they get up and get the hell out of there. Okay, that's all there is to it. So, about 10 years of me telling people about the gene, they found it. And a month ago, Scientific American had a special on the human mind. One section said, depression may be a result of environmental situations happening. I went,
Really?
25 years later, they're coming up with what I've been talking about. And I talked to some psychiatrists from Stanford one time at a luncheon, and they went, that's probably the best way to explain it. Okay? Now here's the most important thing to take away from here. Crazy people are out here. They hear and see things that are not in touch with reality. You and I, we're over here. Too much reality.
Right. I want the middle.
Yeah. You want good craziness.
Right, right.
You know, and so that's what it is. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you Xanax because I like it, because it's not habit forming or addicting.
Right.
You know, because you can't get a buzz from it.
Right.
Okay? You can't buy it on the street. There's no buzz.
Right.
And we're going to use that at bedtime. Okay? And then I'm going to put you on the Prozac during the daytime.
Okay.
And let me tell you, about 10 days of Prozac, my kids were little, and I suddenly just went, knock it off. I went, whoa, that was different. Woo. I was going to go ballistic on them, and
Yeah, I get,
the
you know,
air just went out of them.
and my daughter is ideal, you know. I mean,
And,
she's,
oh yeah, you have a perfect kid. The other thing is that during the daytime, if you're having a really crap day, you know, you can take a half a Xanax, and in about 20 minutes, you'll go, woo, I can't believe I was that cranked up about that.
Good.
Okay, I got some stuff to do now, and you can function.
Okay.
Where in the old days, we gave people Valium, it puts your whole brain to sleep.
That's what they used to have me on, was
And as
Valium.
well. Xanax only puts a part of the brain to sleep called the limbic system. And that's where anger and fear and all this shitty emotion, the prehistoric stuff comes out of, okay? shuts it off, leaves the intellectual part of the brain alone. You can write, do things,
Yeah.
no problem. And
That's my thing is I can't, I quit my job. I can't get into the groove.
no, and then once we get you feeling better, then go out and get your hair done.
Yeah.
Okay, start feeling better
Right.
about yourself. Get some makeup. I told one
I
woman.
know. I haven't put on makeup in months.
I know
It's
that.
like,
And I told one woman, I said, change your hairstyle. And
Yeah.
she came back. She lived in
my
Reno.
hairdresser's calling me.
She came back from Reno, and in 3 weeks, and she'd shaved her head.
Oh no.
And I went,
Nice.
doesn't look too bad,
Clean
really,
cut.
but I didn't mean to go that far.
I know my hairdresser's been calling me, Lisa, just come in. And I'm like, I just don't want to.
No, because it's just,
I just don't.
yeah, And then the other thing we can do later is that once we get your brain back on the ground again, that maybe if you want to, you can come into our weight clinic and we'll pull about 15 pounds off you.
Yeah. Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay, that's part 2.
Okay.
It's melting you down.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm like the number 2 prescriber of antidepressant medication in that.
Oh no, I had a choice where to go, and I've been here before, and I'm like, no, I know where I'm going.
And I do better than psychiatrists do.
Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
like, well, he'll try you on all kinds of stuff, and I said, I don't think so. He's pretty intuitive kind of thing.
yeah, and I've been there, and I know what works, and that's it,
Yeah.
and we're going to go for it.
And I want to do that Chantrex, the quit smoking thing.
We'll do one thing at a time.
Okay. But
Okay.
at some point,
Yeah.
I would like to
I'll
do
tell you
that.
what, Chantix is good for, well, first off, buy a brand of cigarettes you don't like.
Well, I bought the blue thing from Scolari's, the smokeless. But it's just, I can't get into the mindset. At first I was doing it, and now I'm back smoking, and I would really like to just
Go
quit.
buy a pack of Kohl's.
Okay. But I won't. I'll just put it down and go buy the pack I want. I mean, I'm just...
I know, but we'll do that. We'll
Okay.
turn this off. Now, the thing of it is that we can't